Good morning. Whew. Thank you, Jehovah, for this beautiful day. Welcome back to Gigi's Garden. I let the girls back out. And I swear those two are, I swear they're roosters. They just look like it. Good morning. Yes, Ben and Affleck over there. I figured if they were out, that maybe Ben and Affleck wouldn't be getting beat up so much. That'll give everybody have more space to be able to hide and run from the other ducks. So today, what I am going to do is I'm going to transplant my tree collards. They're in a spot that doesn't get a whole lot of sun. Although it is bright out here, they don't get a whole lot of sun. And I thought tree collards didn't need that much sun, but they're getting decimated by the worms over here in this corner. I can't get to them and tend to them the way I want to. But, so what I am going to do is I'm going to put them in the middle of the yard, but I'm going to actually cover them as well. I'm going to cover them with tulle and cover them with tulle and try to baby them a little bit to make sure they make it. So I was, of course I was out here smashing worms, so I got to go back there and just smash some worms over there and smash some worms over here, which will be my thing for the rest of the week. I guess for the rest of the garden. Get up early, go smash worms. But I am going to baby them a little bit. I'm going to put, I'm getting ready to redo this one spot here. I was going to put my okra here, because this is about where I had it last year. But I'm going to put the tree collards here. This is where they'll live. And I know this is where they'll be. They'll live here. I'll be able to harvest off of them easily here. I'll be able to take care of them and watch over them and make sure they're okay. I'm going to baby them a little bit, but I'm getting ready to fertilize this ground. I'm going to put a little bit of my micro bliss in there. Some, of course, azomite. And I'm going to do some perlite as well. And I'm going to go and harvest some. I'm going to harvest some of my dirt from the chicken run. And that's what I'm going to do. So I don't have a lot of time today. So I think I'm only going to be able to do one thing. And that's that. So I'm going to hurry up. But before I go and get started, I got to check on these beauty berries. Come on, what's that? My beauty berries are actually going pretty good. And it looks like my Aunt Molly ground cherries. And I don't know what they look like when they grow. So I have weeds up here that I'm afraid to pick, because I don't know what the ground cherries look like. So I'm going to I'm actually going to go ahead and watch a video and see what they look like. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, remember to look up, because the fallen branches in my over there. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Feeding those chickens poke. They're eating poke salad off of the line of the fence, which might save my beans or not. I'm not sure. Got them used to it. Okay, so this is what I harvested from the chicken run. It's right here. I keep my chickens on probably about 2 or 3 feet of compost, and this is probably 2 years old. Nice and brown, full of nitrogen and everything else we need. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be careful when I'm digging around in this bed, because as you see, my potatoes are growing pretty close here. So I'm gonna start here just to see. Whew, look at the earthworms. Those worms is for real. I just want to loosen it up a little bit. I don't want to disturb so much. I just want to remove any weeds. I am killing these worms. So I just want to loosen the soil up and remove any weeds that are here. I don't want to kill all the worms doing it. So. Not do too much. However, gonna add in some of this azomite. If I can get this bag open. I mean, perlite, vermiculite is what it is. I'm not gonna be able to get the bag open. I gotta hurry, hang on. That's where your good old hurry comes in. One of the best garden tools out there. So let's see. They're going to take up this whole area, even though it's just 4 plants. Azomite. I don't measure, I just put it out there. And a little bit of micro bliss, which I'm going to put it out here, but there's so much life already in this soil. There ain't nothing wrong with a little bit more. You don't need a whole lot of this. A little bit goes a long way for the micro bliss. Close that up. Put it in that mouth. Chicken compost. You let your chickens work for you and make you this beautiful dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in a little bit. I am gonna put another, I think I got some garden soil that I'm gonna put on top of here. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to dig up my tree collards without killing them. See as many roots as I can get. I think I got some root stimulator. So I may throw some of that in there. So with everything going on in this world today, from the mass shootings to peanut butter recalls, hepatitis in the strawberries, I mean, things are getting a little ridiculous. But we got to try not to lose hope. We have to try to do things that will stimulate your mind and make you a better person. Now, if we have people doing things like that, stimulating their minds and working on helping others, if we work on helping others and worrying about other people, then we won't foster and grow all these selfish tendencies that we as humans generally have. My little herb bed looking kind of sparse over here. But we also know that everything that's going on now has been prophesied to go on. And we know that it's going to get worse before it gets better. We also know we were told not to be afraid because we're already preparing for these things. We've already been prepared for these things. All we have to do is follow directions and quit being so selfish and don't think that people can't tell you what to do. Follow directions. Follow directions. You know whose directions we need to follow? Jesus' directions. Because he already told us what to do. He told us these things were coming. Food shortages, earthquakes, in one place after another. People not caring about each other. I mean, there's several, Matthew 25, when they're asking him about it, and 2 Timothy 3, 1 through 6 or 1 through 8. I mean, we've been warned about these things, So, if we follow directions and follow instructions and just watch, draw close to Jehovah is what we need to do right now because of the way things are going. If we don't, we're not going to make it through it. The golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Just little things. The Bible has always told us what to do. We have always been warned about these things. We've been warned about these things for years on top of years, that these things were coming and that these things were going to happen. And people are just like, oh, we know it was going to be bad anyway. We know. Only reason we know it's bad is because the news, because everybody got a cell phone now and in the news and things like that. It's going to be bad because it was prophesied that it's going to be bad. And it's going to get worse. So we need to do our part. I don't know what these, So do what we can to preserve our family, to preserve our, our loved ones, our neighbors. So a little thing is just plant in the garden. Plant something in a pot that you can eat on. Something that's going to come back, that's going to feed your family, feed you. Prepared. Make sure you're ready. Just get ready. We have to prepare for these things because we know they're coming. But I think I got this mixed up really well. So if you could see, if I can put you back down there. There you go. So I think that's pretty good mixed up. I think I want to do the garden soil top dress. And then I think I want to water this down a little bit after. Yeah, I'll water it down after I plant in my tree collards. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to go grab them. Went and got my tree collards. There's so much life in that bed over there. It's just not what's right for them. So this way I can look after them a little better and get them taken care of, and just make sure that they make it. So I'm gonna plant these probably about a foot across from each other. I'm gonna start at this far end. I don't like stepping in my beds, but this bed's a little wider than I like it to be. So, there's so many worms in here. I don't know if you guys can see them. Just running, wiggling, running. There's a lot of worms in my other bed too. I put leaf compost and then yard compost in there. Leaf litter, yard compost. I want these to grow straight. Don't want to plant them too deep. Look at that, I'm bringing the worms with me. Stupid troop worms. These things are destroying. They are destroying my greens. You don't have to plant them very deep. Even though I do want the root system to get deeper, you don't have to plant them super deep. And last but not least, this one. And again, carrying our vermin with us. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna look at the size of this big old fat night crawler. Look at the size of that buddy. Huge. Get on back in there. Get the worms off. Maybe they'll have a chance. I'm just checking for small worms and things like that. So I can get rid of them while they're there. Okay, so I got those in there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get my watering can, and I'm going to water this in really well. So I'm going to put some calendula, some zinnias, some African basil in here. I only have like a tiny amount of seeds in here of this African basil. And I'm going to put some sweet basil in here too, because what is this nice little spot without basil growing in it? So I also brought over my little trellises and in the tool so I can cover it. But I am going to put some, might not put this thyme in here. I might put the thyme somewhere else, so because thyme takes over. I might even put this thyme in a pot, because I already got mint taken over and I already got that other herb over there. I can't remember the name of it right this second. Taking over there, so I am going to put some zinnias and calendula in here. Definitely some basil, because those are the things that I like to see. And zinnias and calendula actually you can make salves out of it for your skin, like for sunburn and cuts and wounds and things like that. And I think that's a potato bug on my potatoes. So let me sprinkle those over there. Let me get this bug. It is a potato bug. I smushed them. Little orange and black potato bugs. They eat the holes in your potatoes and kill your potatoes. So I put some basil down that side and put some zinnias on the other side because I want the zinnias grow kind of tall, so we'll put them over here. They grow tall, they'll go that way, that'll be fine. And calendulas are bushy. I can put them right in the middle. Also, I want to attract pollinators to my yard. I planted a lot of flowers this year, but hardly any of them really came up. The sunflowers are doing really well. I'll show you those in a minute. And also that's it, the sunflowers. Only things that are doing well. So I like zinnia seeds. I'm getting ready to put them over here. It's crazy because I planted a lot of zinnias this year. None of them has come up. Only thing that's come up is the nasturtiums. My nasturtiums have come up. And they're going everywhere. But they don't, my nasturtiums are doing well in all my beds. I put them in the raised bed. I put them in the beds around the greens and things like that. They're doing really well. I even got some accidental nasturtiums in the yard where the chickens are now. I'm gonna go a little heavy with these calendula seeds because I really want the calendula to grow. And I don't know, I'm trying to work things with numbers this year. So if I can't get away from the bug pressure, I think if I plant a whole lot of something, then maybe that'll help. Sweet basil, of course, I put that everywhere because for some reason you can never have enough basil. Why are you peeing in my dirt? I can't stand these animals. Really, baby kitty. Yeah, if it ain't her, it's gonna be the raccoon and everybody else. It's a birth announcement. Good morning. The more basil we can get in the garden, the better. Basil is our thing. Baker's Creek. This basil actually grew a little bit last year for me. It was pretty good. It's really good, very fragrant. It to me it's more pungent than regular basil. Gotta make sure you get them all. If I have time, I'm also going to throw a couple. Get out of there, baby kitty. Get out of there. She's in my beans. Now I do not want her using the bathroom over there. Let's see. I'm gonna put a couple more calendulas down. I hear you, chicken. I'm gonna have some calendula for the kids. Let's get this watered in. The area that I just took these tree collards from, like I said, was really shady. I know collard greens don't like a lot of heat, but I do believe they need more sun. And it was cool, but the ground stayed moist because I had yard compost. I had leaf litter in there, and plus dirt and black cow and stuff from around here. And I'm gonna tell you what, it was so many worms in there. There were so many worms in there. You want to give them a good deep water, unless you want that to permeate all the way down to the roots. And plus, with all the stuff that's in there, you want it to get watered in really well. Then I'm gonna mulch around these too. I think I have another bag of that leaf litter. I mean, yard mulch down there. I think I did. I gotta check. That's good. It's fine. My bag of garden soil, a little bit of not sponsored, but I just got some garden soil my daughter bought me the other day, a couple weeks ago. Stuff is dry. I ran the sprinklers yesterday for a couple hours and things are not really dried out right now, but I will put it on again for a little bit today, right just before it gets too hot. And to help with these new plants, or these transplanted plants. You really want to transplant your plants late in the evening or early in the morning. It helps with shock. Like these buggers, I hope they make it, because I don't think they said tree collards don't like to be transplanted a whole lot. So we'll see. But I'm sure they'd rather be transplanted. I'm sorry, I got my butt in the camera. Sorry. I'm sure they'd rather be transplanted than ate up by all these bugs. So I'm going to put a little mulch around there, and then I'm going to go ahead and cover them with tulle. And this stuff here is just grass cuttings from my friend of mine gave me. But this stuff, I'm going to tell you, is so thick. But the worms love it. You can put this stuff down that's heavy. I'm actually going. I mulched a couple of my beds with it, and I put it down as a layer between the wood chips, hay, and dirt in my raised bed. This stuff is amazing. So we'll see how these do. I'm gonna put the sprinkler on them in a little bit. First, I'm gonna put these trellises up over it. I got two. I don't know if I need to. I might stretch it out a little bit on that side because I don't want it that high. I don't know if I'm gonna need to. Yeah, I'll put two. And with the tulle is fine because it's water permeable. Everything can get through it except for them bugs, which I really like. These little trellises are really cool. They're actually they're like they go into cement, I guess. So I got them at Lowe's for just a couple dollars, and they work great and they last. So these are the ones I used last year. They still have ties on them, so I'm going to utilize the old ties to stand these things up. Come on. I really want them standing up. I don't want them laying down. Stuff don't stop falling apart on me. Okay. You don't want to do it tight. You just loosely. I got it done loose. Okay, I'm about to tie that one up right there. Cause the rest of them are standing up pretty good. I'm gonna pull it out a little further because I don't want it super high. And back here don't matter too much because of I don't use this back part here. Look at that. Got the whole thing. Pitch it over there to the chickens. Whew, that landed like a bomb. Let's see. There you go. Now I'm gonna get my tool and drape over this and just backfill it with some dirt. And I got my little spool of tool. And I'd rather have too much than not enough to cover. Get my scissors. These scissors don't want to cut for nothing. It's me and my great camera work. So I'm going to kind of try to measure this out so I can have two kind of equal parts. I mean, about the same size, same length. This one I'm going to do a little bit longer just because I got a weird cut on that one. Gotta put my water from the watering can. Gotta put my scissors back in my pocket because I'm gonna lose them if I don't. Okay, let's see if we can get this tool spread up, opened up here. I am not a seamstress. There you go. The trick to this is you want it to hang all the way down and go all the way over. You just want to keep that that moth out of it and any other undesirables. So I'm gonna stick this. I'm gonna pull up at the bottom and stick it in there. Of course, I already got an ant in there. Let's see if I can sit this up better. Okay, so all we want to do is keep the butterflies up. Or our little friendly neighborhood cabbage moth. Just pulling it up from the bottom, and I'm gonna use the trellis itself to weight it down, to hold it down. Then on the sides, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this garden soil to just weight it down, so nobody can get in there. And when the wind blows, it doesn't blow away. So it'll be kind of doubled over, because of course it's longer on, I'll have it longer on that side. And then I'll put this one and make it longer on this side, just so I can make sure it's covered 100%. I'm gonna go to the other side and pull it dry. I got it covered. And there are a couple of mosquitoes in there, some ants, a couple flies, of course, because they can't mind their own business. But I also went and grabbed me a sandbag or two. I got a couple of sandbags that I use just to hold them down on there. Put this one over here. I have a bunch of sandbags, so the sandbag is not the problem. I'm gonna have to go to the dollar store and get some little clips so I can clip them so it doesn't slide. It doesn't slide readily on top of itself, which is cool. So, you know, maybe it'll work, maybe it'll work. I had these little things I had on there before, so we're gonna see. And like I said, I'm just gonna baby these tree collards right now. So hopefully they'll get to growing and get up and get strong and get so big that I won't have to keep them covered. But right now, that little pretty white butterfly y'all see floating around people's gardens, that's that's your cabbage moth, and she is wreaking havoc on my breast right now as we speak. So I don't know if this is a spider or if this is a worm. It's a spider. When they pull the leaves onto It makes me wonder if it's worms or spiders. So this one was a spider, so I'm putting it back. Let him figure out his home that I just destroyed. But that'll be all for today. I'm going to get in here before my daughter goes to work. And I will see you guys again. Protect your plants. Pray to Jehovah. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pray for your enemies. Times are really, really tough and crazy right now. But we want to be kind to one another. That beautiful sun coming through the trees. Appreciate what you have. I mean, appreciate your family, appreciate your friends, appreciate this beautiful earth that Jehovah's given us, you know, and be kind. It's free. Have a good day, and thank you for joining me at Gigi's Garden.